a good fish, that is.
I'm stood on peg 66 at Puddledock Farm today. Yesterday I was lucky enough to win a Fish South qualifier on this very peg. Doing a method I haven't really done before, absolutely hammering loads of corn in on a couple of short lines. Yesterday I managed to catch almost £300, so I thought why not come back today, fish the open, and I can show you exactly how I done it. So it's going to be a bit of a hybrid one today. It's going to be a live match and a tutorial at the same time. I think that'll be really good. So let's head over to the draw, get a peg drawn. Hopefully we can get back in this area, so it'll be similar to yesterday. But regardless of where we draw, this place is stuffed with fish, and I'm sure we'll catch a few whatever we drop in. So let's head over, get drawn, and I'll catch up with you over on the peg. Right, so we're over on our peg. We've drawn 85, so the word at the draw was it's not spectacular, but there's so many fish in this place. I think we'll catch a few fish everywhere. So the plan of attack is super simple. I've just got those 3 rigs set up. One for fishing just over the top of our nets, just here. I'm just going to start there with corn. Down the edge each side is the same depth. Like I said, when you're plumbing up, you want to find the same depth so you can just keep swinging back and forth, not changing top kits all the time. And then we've just got a mud hole on the far bank. I'm going to start there, pellets when we go over the start, and then maybe even change it to corn. So that's the plan. We've got about 5 minutes before the off, so I'm just going to pop a couple of pots on, sort out a few final bits, and we'll be away. So I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully we can catch a pile like we did yesterday in these 2 edges with corn. I've got 15 tins today, so a little bit more than what I had yesterday. So let's just get tidied up on the peg, and then I'll catch up with you on the all-in. So that's us in. That caught me a little bit unawares, that. Let's say that's about a minute early, but there you are. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start down my right-hand edge. I think this is what I should have done yesterday, just started in the edge. Like Sam Brown won the match. But he started and didn't come off the edge, so. Just going to start with a large guru full of corn. And what I'm going to feed it with a bit of a splat to start. Like that. And then just bring my rig into position. We've got 3 number 9 back shots on there, just to try and pin it into the board. Yesterday I had all natural bank and it was a foot shallower than this, but I still think we'll catch it. It's probably just over 3 foot here, but I think that'll be alright. So I'm going to wait for those absolute wallop unders. The bites yesterday were amazing. Absolute fly under bites. So I'm hoping we'll have a little start on this, and then at some point I expect we'll have to ship over with pellets. They take over, then maybe the last sort of 2 hours we'll be back on these lines. Because it's not the best of areas. Where I was yesterday, it's a lot better than this. But he's still looking to catch £150 even in the barred bits. So I'm not going to feed again yet. I'm just going to see if I can. The only problem you seem to get at this place is there's a lot of tiny little roach in here, and they're an absolute nuisance. But let's see if we can nick an early carp just in here. What was nice yesterday is where I caught down the edge, I had like a big tuft of grass and I could fish over the top of it to just give me a bit of cover between me and the fish. So we haven't got that today, but I'm pretty sure we'll still catch fish on this line, 100%. Maybe not early, but definitely later on in the day. But I think, the first sort of 2 hours, I think we'll be doing a lot of shipping across with pellets, just catching what we can. If we can catch 50 or 60 pound doing that, and then hopefully they'll turn up in these edges then. Right, so no bites on that to start with. It's a little bit disappointing. What I'm going to do, I'm going to ship across. I'm not going to waste loads of time. But what I'm going to do through the day, I'm just going to throw some corn just there. That's what I wish I'd done yesterday. Just in front of my nets. I'm looking around, I've not seen a fish caught yet, so it's fishing a little bit harder than what I did yesterday. But it is a different day. Yesterday was like, just rained all day. Overcast, heavy rain. Good fishing weather really. Bright and sunny today and flat, so let's ship across, see if we can get one over there. So I'm just going to start over there, 6mm pellets in that shallow water. It's about 15-inch over there, which is nice depth to catch them. They should come in, but the only trouble is over there, when you get them in your peg, they're so hard to catch. You'll have them over there swirling, tails out the water, and you just can't get a bite. But you just got to kind of put up with that. And what I found yesterday is, like, you can't catch one for a little bit, and then you just have a mega run where you catch like 4 as quick as you can drop it in there. And yesterday, it was a long peg. It was a full 16 metres yesterday, but by here now, it's only about, well, I'm just sort of halfway down my 14. So I'm going to do, I'm just going to start with, I'm just going to tap a couple in, get a little bit of noise, get a fish in there. And I've got my little bit of tape just on my pole there. Let's put my rig in position. I've just got a 0.4 bagger on there. Indication straight away. 0.4 bagger, just all my shot on the hook length, you know, just above my loop to loop, just because it's so shallow. So let's see if we can just get a little, you know, a little start over here. I thought we'd have caught one short, but nobody's caught nothing, so. Doesn't plumb up great over there. Where I was yesterday, there was a carp just bowed out there. See that big boil come out of there then? So there's one in there straight away then. But they're so spooky. It was the same yesterday. Just constantly spooking off your rig. Another tail pattern there, look. So they're straight in there, almost pellets. But like I said, not easy to catch at all. That was a beautiful bite, that. And they are lunatic carp in here. They don't know when they're done. Come on. That was a beautiful bite, that. Just absolute clean as a whistle, that was. No, I have yesterday, I caught an absolute boatload of fish, but a lot of like 2.5 pound fish. And I have been told they're a little bit bigger on this side here. I'll do what's I'm plating that, just a little bit of corn. Whoa. I don't think he's, pretty sure he's hooked in the mouth. It was a beautiful clean bite. I think it's just a decent fish. And I had him yesterday down the edge on purple hydro, and they just bottoming you out. You think that's got to be foul hooked, and then he comes back and it's like 6 or 7 pound, just hooked lovely in the mouth. Yeah, he's in the mouth. Nice fish. Just so erratic in here. Might see him pop up on the edge camera now. Yeah, nice big mirror. So that's how we start. It'll be £4 now one. Drop it in there. I have to watch my nets today because I did go over yesterday by a long way in one of my nets, which isn't ideal. There's a couple of, let's sell 6mm. You can use whatever pellets you want at this place, which is nice. Just a little bit of corn there. You know, one thing about fishing like this with hard pellets is getting your rollers absolutely bang on. Take a bit of extra time to set your rollers up, make sure they're perfectly in the right place. Otherwise you'd be bouncing pellets out all day. So just lift my rig into position there. Let it all come in on that bit of a shelf. And there's one there instantly. Just, you know, I've literally fed those pellets 5 seconds ago and there's one in there straight away. You know, I just spooked off the rig again. They're exactly the same as what they were yesterday. They're just a little bit wary. There we go. Jesus, I never know carp's so erratic. But this is nice, you know, if you can just keep ticking over here now. Just gives you less work to do at the end, you know, there's nothing worse than, popped off, than falling a long way behind. And then you've got to make it up late on in the match. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to slide that bulk up. I'd done it yesterday and it was just fished like a bulk and one dropper. And that seemed to be a little bit better. And you do tend to lose a few, I notice, at this place. Just the way they fight, they're just all over the place. You just got to put up with it, just keep going. Because you'll have your good, you know, you've just got to take your good runs when they come. Just tap them in. And then just inch that float just into position. You know, there's a swirl just instantaneously. As soon as you feed bait, there's a swirl. And what I can do is, if I feel like his pellets aren't quite right, I can always change it to corn. That's definitely in the back of my mind, so I just feel like they'll be a little bit easier to catch on corn than they will on pellets. Right, so we're about, we're only half an hour in. I've had 3 or 4 fish on those pellets now, but already I feel like I want to fish corn over there because I've been feeding some corn in with my pellets. And I've had 2 carp straight away by doing that, but with pellets and hooks. So I've just put a 12 Kaizen on, 217, and I'm going to go over there and I'm going to fish corn. So I'm going to look for a nice big piece. Start. Get a nice green like that. And I'm going to switch pots. And I'm going to put a large on. No, actually no. I'll just stay on a medium at the minute, with a view to going on to a large. Let's just see if that's enough bait to keep pulling them in. Just going to keep dribbling that little bit of corn there. I just feel like they're just easier to catch on corn than on pellets. If this don't work, I can always just go back to pellets, I think, but with how good corn was yesterday, I can't see it not being good over there as well. So let's just exactly the same, out to my tape. I'm going to try not to make too much noise, just hold my corn on the surface in the pot, let it come out, and then just inch my rig into position right over that little pile of corn. And ideally, you catch one straight away, because when one comes in and disturbs that pile, they're quite hard to catch after that. So let's just try this. I feel like we should catch them on this, definitely. There's a fish in the peg straight away there. They're so quick in on this bait over here. But they're definitely not easy to catch. Just looking around, and our 3 or 4 fish is definitely best from what I've seen. I've got the 60s are behind me where I was yesterday. That's a really good area, that is. There was a couple of 200-pound weights in that bit yesterday, and they haven't really caught a lot. So if they're not catching too much, we've got 4. I think the best I've seen apart from that is a couple of people with just a fish each. There we go. Right on corn. And he is off up the canal that I rate the knots that one. So that little change has worked. Took a couple of feeds, but it's a start. Get it going along that far bank there. When you do get one on this corn, bites are so clean. Just give you a fright to go under so fast. Let's look. Common. £3. Oh. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's just going to be a case of keeping on at this for a little bit now, and what I'll do, I'll catch up with you when we're about an hour in, and see how we're getting on. Right, we are bang on an hour in. I've made one little change. I've just put a large guru pot on rather than that medium, full of corn on the hook. It's definitely brought more fish in. And what I'm thinking is if I can get a few more fish to come in, you've got more chance of one slipping up. And I think this is a big boy, because I just seen a big old paddle come up just by my float, and the float whacked under, so I think I got him. So I think this is going to be the way. Maybe just, I feel like if I can get a few more fish in my peg, you've always got more chance of one slipping up rather than just an odd one coming in and they're too cute like. So let's just, it's about changing stuff all the time. I'll try this for a little bit, might catch 1 or 2, and then I might have to go back to that little pot, or... Yeah, that's one of those big boys, that is. And what I've been doing, I've just been throwing a little bit of corn there, starting to throw some corn down one side, and then just splatting a bit of corn in that side as well. Yeah, this is one of those lovely big old sows, this is. So hopefully we're starting to, suss it out now slowly. And if I can get to £50 2 hours in, I'll be happy with that. And then hopefully we can, when we catch one in the edge, we'll just be sitting there for the rest of the day, just rotating those edge lines. So let's get this one in, and then just keep plugging away, because if they're all going to be like this sort of size, you don't need to catch many. Whereas yesterday, when I was shipping across, there was a lot of those little squeakers, and it just feels like you're catching fish all day but not putting nothing in the net. They're going to go in now. Where's he go in? Oh yeah, that's a big boy, that is. Don't you dare go behind those nets. That's a big old unit, that is. I see this fish tail up, and it's got to be the same fish. Big old brown tail came up, and the float just absolutely hammered under. Oh, stuck in my keep net then, that one. See how it fizzed up there, look? Just headbutted my keep net. I'm just looking round, like behind me to those good pegs, and everybody's sat pretty much motionless. There's a lot of people fishing across already, which is a sign, you know, it's not really happening short, so they're not going to be catching big weights. And they are the good pegs for, like the pegs I can see, they're really good for fishing short. Come on. They're an absolute handful in here, these fish are. Here's look. Come on, head first. Jeez. Nice fish. Nice fish, that is. Right, we're an hour and a half in. I've had one more fish across. But what I've noticed is, I've looked behind me a couple of times now and there's an odd fish coming out short. So I think what I'm going to do, I've been throwing some corn in these both edges on short, you know, all the while whilst we've been fishing over. I'm just going to have an early look, because yesterday I felt as if I should have been down there earlier than what I was. I'm just keeping an eye out for any signs. It's a bit deeper in these edges, so you're probably not going to know if they're there or not. So let's just get some corn in there. Thread our rig in. You can't garden here, so it's a bit awkward. Like, you can pull rushes and stuff back, so I've got some bungee cords set up, hooked, you know, pulling all the reeds back, but even just there's a few little bits sticking out. Makes it a little bit more difficult just to get a rig in sometimes. But let's see if we can catch one here. I won't need to waste too much time. I'll know pretty quick when they're in there, because bites will be quite quick, so I'll give us a minute or two. Where I've been throwing that corn short, they've been fizzing on that. They're fizzing there now. So that might be an option as well, just drop in on that top kit line in front. Maybe we're just still a little bit early for the edges. I'm just going to have a look at my left-hand line. Have a quick drop there. If that don't go, and I think we're going to be back across again. Let's just have a look in here. There we go. It does look nice on that side there. It's a little bit of cover there. But that is a good sign to catch one. Where are we? We are 11:30, so good sign to catch one that early. Lovely clean bite, just straight down the hole. Go. Still. Nicely hooked, he was never coming off that one. Right, a quick look on that top kit line. And then back across on pellets, I think. Let's see if I've seen some fizzing on this short line, so hoping there'll be an odd fish there just before they come in the edge. Let's see. When you catch them on this line, they can be enormous sometimes. I wish I had this up yesterday, but the trouble is you've only got so much bait, so let's just see if this will go under. Sneak a quick one here, and it's not fishing amazing, like no one's really setting the world alight from what I can see about the place here. And we're sort of coming up to 2 hours in now, and it's much, much harder than what it was yesterday. So it might be a case of just going across, just fishing an hour over there, catching whatever I can. And then hopefully about 1 o'clock, 1:30, we'll start getting some fish coming in these sides here. There was a fizz just come up there now. Oh, there we go. It's one on the short line. Sometimes you can just catch them here just before they come in the edge. I just seen a fizz come up there and I thought, oh, there's one there. And sure enough there was. Nice fish too. Always nice fish when you catch them there, just by your nets like that. Yes. Ooh. Calm down, boy. Right, let's try that again then. That bite drops straight back in, straight under. I almost feel like I want to cut some meat up and just have some meat for, big bits of meat for the hook, just as a change bait. I think this is going to be us until the end of the match, just on these lines. Hopefully that edge will kick off now in a minute. I'm up in the feed on that now. Just line up my marker, got my little puller kit as a mark how far out I am. Just splat that corn in and then just lower my rig right in amongst it all. Not exactly complicated fishing, but super efficient when you're fishing for big weights. Yeah, it's fizzing straight away again, look. There we go. what I don't want to do now is start throwing corn in there. I just feel like just a nice mound of corn on the bottom. Oh. And then just my hook bit right in amongst it. Good fish. Couldn't get him in, man. This time. Here we go. You know, these are the ones you can do a weight quick when they're all sort of 4 to 6 pound. Like yesterday I caught loads of, like, even in the edges I caught loads of those smaller carp. You know, which is nice to be catching, but for big weights you really got to be catching the right size of fish. But I'm happy with this how it's going now at the minute. Where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We get one more fish in that net and then we'll start another. What's nice is when you're fishing this close to yourself, you know exactly what to be striking at. Whereas across from the far bank, you'll have a little jab on the float and strike it fishbowl without your peg. On this, you're looking right down on your float, and you almost can guarantee which one's going to be on and which one isn't. So you've got to sort of, that fizzing past my float there now. You've just got to kind of contain yourself and not try and strike at any like little indications. Just wait for it to absolutely fire under. There's one right behind my float now. There's a line there. Here we go. I was literally just going to come off this line then. Taking a little bit of time to get that bite. So what I think I'm still going to just come off it and have a little nose in these edges. But what I'm considering as well is just get this one in, run back to the van and get some worms, because like coming in I feel like, you know, two big worms on the hook just pick you out a quicker bite. So let's get this one in now. I'll feed all 3 lines and I'll quickly run back to the van, grab those worms, because I just feel like 2 big bits of worm will be absolutely perfect for this. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just feel like something different to what I'm feeding. Just in front of me, I think in the edge corn will be fine, but just down in that slightly deeper water. Get out of that net, man. What's going on with this carp? Oh my God. Here we go. So we're halfway through now. So let's just throw some corn in there. Keep it going in this side here. I'm hoping when we catch them in there, they'll just be those big old lumps. And I'm just gonna give them a good dollop of corn. Just there. Like that. Right, I'm gonna run to the van and get some worms. There we go. That was about as clean as you get a bite, that was. Lovely. So I'm hoping they'll start coming in there now when we can really start motoring. Pinwheeling like a tuna, this one, yeah? Come on, buddy. Come look. These are the worst size ones. These ones fight the hardest, these ones do. Yes. Come on. Beautiful and clean, those bites in the edge like that. Same as on that top kit line. Right in the middle of the top lip, that is. Will do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just keep throwing a bit of corn on that side. Hopefully that wasn't just a fluke one. Hopefully we can just start catching a few nice and regular now. Just rotating these couple of lines around our nets. You can see I've got a nice little short lash on there. Got those couple of back shots just so I can just pin it all into the plastic. Stop my rig from drifting out into the lake too far. And I'm just holding my top kit like quite firm against the plastic, stop any movement. Yeah. Beautiful clean bite that. Now this kind of fishing sort of follows on from our last video we done, the tutorial, like catching really close to yourself. Oh. But we're fishing in a lot deeper water with a different bait, but the principles are still, you know, the same how effective this line is. Give me my hook back bite. If we can just get a couple of lines rocking, even if it's just that short line on that one edge, because yesterday, rotating those lines was really, really important. So I'm going to put a paste pot on here straight away because I don't think I'm giving them enough bait with just that other pot. Let's bust open a couple more tins. So we've done 5 in already. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we've got 10 tins left to last us, so we should be sound now. But it just goes to show, like, even when you're not catching, how quick you're going through bait. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to big pot this side, give it a bit of a splat, get it in there. Keep throwing a few down that way. I'm going to drop in short again. Hoping just giving it that little rest now will have done it the world of good. Oh. Right. In yesterday's match, like rotating my lines was really important. As soon like I go in, I catch 2 or 3 really quick, and as soon as I feel as if right, I should have caught one by now. It was just a case of throwing some corn there, coming off it, drop down the other side, like 2 or 3 quick ones, and then just back and forth. But yesterday, I feel like there was a lot more fish in front of me because I didn't really need to worry too much about feeding the side I wasn't fishing. It was like when I fed it, they'd come straight back there. Whereas today, I feel like I need to feed some bait to get some fish to come in. But maybe later on in the match, that, you know, it'll pan out a bit more like that. Maybe we're just a little bit early on everything at the minute. See what would be ideal now, if that just rockets under, bang, £6. Drop in again, another one, come off it, drop in the edge, another one, and then as soon as you start bouncing back and forth, get a nice rhythm going, you're catching serious weights then. Oh, that's a bite that was. That was a bite. Oh, no, that's what you call a bite. I'm sure that would have pulled elastic if I hadn't struck at that then. There he is up there, look. Still. A lot bigger stampier than what I caught yesterday for sure. Just not as many of them. Right, so we are bang on 2 hours, 2 hours to go. We've had a little run in that edge. We had a couple more on the short line. I had a right big one after I switched the camera off. I had a real big unit short. So I just had a couple in that edge, but straight away I felt like I was sitting there too long waiting for another. So it's a case of coming off that now on here, because I caught, the last time I dropped in on here, I think I caught 4 really quick, like one after another. And then I sat there too long waiting to try and catch another one, come off it, dropped in the edge, caught 2 straight away again. But then again, I've sat there too long trying to catch another one, so I need to be on my toes a little bit quicker. I just don't think there's as many fish here as where there was, well, I know there's not, yesterday, so I'm not having, whereas before I'd have like 4 or 5 maybe on a run off each line. I think it's going to be like 2s and 3s here, so what I got to be careful of now is I'm not sitting on a line wasting time. Oh, it's a bite. For too long. Need to be on my toes, catch a couple. As soon as I feel as if I should have caught another, off that line onto another one. So I'm not going to feed that again now. I'm just going to drop back in. There we go. As soon as you give it a little rest, and that's what I need to do now, this last 2 hours, I need to proper concentrate, not waste time on lines, because we've got a bit of work to do this last 2 hours. Come on, Mike. If you're going to get to a £150. I'm just throwing corn down my left hand side. It hasn't really been as good there, and I thought it would because there's a bit of cover there. Just right hand side. And this top kit seems to be the ones at the minute. That fizzing straight away, just fed that, instantly fizzing. Oh. Already we've gone through the best part of 7 tins of corn, and we haven't really caught anything, but unless you feed like good quantities of it, they just don't come in. You just start flicking, you know, 3-4 grains of corn, super negative, you just don't seem to catch them. And this might just be a 2-fish visit, this one. Last time we did get 4 before I had to come off it, but yeah, there. Like last time I dropped in it, I could feed some bait, drop in the middle of it, whack under, you know, nice, real quick. But when you start missing a few bites and you start feeding, you know, a couple of feeds without a fish, peg goes a bit funny. Here we go. Oh, look at the size of that thing. Wow, that's a serious unit, that is. That's a big lad. Real big lad. Anyone happy about having that hook stuck in his lip? Just put a few joints on for him. Oh yes, absolute sow of a carp. Oh yeah, real good looking carp. Oh jeepers, that's a unit. Make sure we get this one. Come on. Oh, this won't turn for us, man. Ah, where's he going now? Here he comes. There we go. Oh yeah, it's a good fish, that is. It's going on for £10 now, one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What I'll do before I just drop back in there, I'll just quickly dollop 100ml of corn in this edge. Put it in with a splat, try and get some fish in there. Soon do a wait if we can knock a few of them together. This last going off. Oh, there's a seal away for you. Oh. I think I'm going to get this one and then I'm going to drop back in that edge because I waited a little bit too long for that one, really. Come on, boy. Run here again. I've replumbed that edge up and I don't know what's happened in there because when I plumbed it up early doors it was absolutely perfect, whereas now it's like, I don't know whether like a rock has gone in off from the bank or because where I was fishing it was perfect, taped it up on my pole, and all of a sudden now it's like 4 inches shallower where there's like a stone rolled in or something. I'll have some of that by. So I've just moved spots just a tiny bit, a little bit further towards the camera. And there's plums up there how it was earlier on, so I've just refed some bait on that bit there. But I think by a long way the best line has been this top kit line. Nice fish again. You've still got an hour, what have you got? Hour and a quarter left. So, you know, if we can get one line like proper firing, you know, there's no reason why we still can't catch £200 here. Hour and a quarter, I could easily catch £80. What have you got now in this net? We've got £20 now in our third net. And then we've got like 47 in the other two, so... You know, we could... 2, 3, 4, 5... You know, we could easily catch... You know, if it really kicks off somewhere, we can catch £200 still here. Definitely. Oh, I just hooked my net. Can you believe that? Just feed that. Let's just pull the hook out of my corn. I'm just trying to like bury the hook in the corn best I can, really. Just keep the point out. Move our net up the way. Just need like where I've been nicking 2 or 3. It'd be nice to just drop here now and have a real good run, you know. 7 or 8 fish, just bang, bang, bang as quick as that. That's what we want. Look at there, they're fizzing like mad now. And I've hardly fed, in between fishing this line, I've hardly fed any bait on it. Just been flicking a few grains of corn. But it seems like if I feed like a little tiny amount of bait and then hit them with that big pot, you just get a bite straight away. There's one there now just fizzing away on my float. You know, you could have an amazing last 40 minutes just on this line and catch £40-50 easy. So, you know, I think I'm looking round. There's a peg behind me in the 60s that's doing really well. Most times I look round now, he's catching short on corn. But when I'm looking around elsewhere, no one's really setting the world alight. I don't feel like, you know, we're a million mile away from a frame place, to be honest, or a section or whatever. God, look at that bubble in there now, look. Like a witch's cauldron there. Just want that to slam under now. What you've got to be careful of as well when you're fishing like this is when you catch a few real quick, you can get impatient at times, and you're thinking like, you sit there, catch, and you're like, oh, that was too long. But when you look at the time, it's only been like 3 minutes, because I've been looking on my phone where I'm flicking the camera, how long the camera's been recording for. I sat on the edge, and it felt like an eternity. I hooked one, £6 or £7. Oh, £6 or £7. Looked at the time, and it only just clicked over 3 minutes. That was a hell of a bite, that was. Jesus, tonight. Great fishing when it's fishing like this, like super simple, you know, real positive, red hydro, 0.22 main lines, 0.20 hook length, 12 hooks. But that's the kind of gear you need when you're catching, you know, catching big weights quick. I'm just going to start throwing a little bit of corn in that side, because it seems to be working well in front of me. Just flicking a little bit of corn in between when I'm fishing it. That was a hell of a bite that was then. Made me jump. I've got to be honest, I haven't done, you know, much of this kind of fishing over the years at all, like feeding this much bait, fishing this close to you like this. Proper positive fishing. I think we're up in the region of 10 tins we've gone through now. Over a couple of lines. This left hand line down the edge here hasn't been very good, to be honest. I did catch one there just now, but doesn't seem great. I think this line and the right hand edge is where we need to be. A couple of fish off each line and then keep moving. Corn seems best on the hook. I've tried those worms, and just a single grain of corn seems by far the best, like a decent sized piece. Nice positive rig. Keep everything nice and still. Only thing is, when you're fishing this close to yourself, you end up giving yourself a bad back where you're hunched over all the time. There's one fizzing just to the right. Like that. I was just going to say, hopefully he's making his way towards the left. And that he was. Nice with this kind of gear. You feel as if, like, when you get an arrival, you're proper stacking all the odds in your favour. You're not, you know, messing around with light elastics and, you know, playing everything out. You're like, quite firm, you know, and I'm not ripping his head off, just like nice and firm with him. Just tire him out a bit quicker. You'll never get him in seconds in this place. They fight too hard, but, you know, how long have we been recording now? We've been recording 7 minutes, and I think we've had 3 there now. For probably probably £20. Oh no, not £20, £15 in 7 minutes. Which is not bad going in my book. Just going to change that hook. Go. The edge. Beautiful and clean, that one, just smashed under. This wind blowing, man. Try that again then. Little squeakers on this now. There's them big old units we want. Oh, here's a squeaker, smallest one of the day. Right, so we've just finished the match. We've weighed 176 pound. I think that's going to be fourth overall. So I think that's like a really good result from this area. People are walking past now saying this could be quite dodgy along here. So to frame in a 40 peg match, I think we've done all right. So I thought we'd quickly just have a quick look at the rigs. Super simple. I've only set up 3 top kits for today. So we'll start from the edge and work out. So this is the edge one. Got my purple hydro, 3 back shots there. 0.4 JL, that's on 022 mainline, and then 12 inches from the hook I've got a bulk, 6 inches below that I've got 1 dropper, they're number 8, and then I've got a 5-inch hook length there of 020 Supernatural and a 12 Kaizen. So that's been our edge. It's been 3.5 foot deep there, it's quite deep. And then for just in front of us I've gone for red hydro this time, 022 again, a 0.5 JL, because it's a little bit deeper. Again, got that blocker shot there, just a little bit higher that is actually, that's about 14 inches from the hook. Number 8 dropper, again 5 inches, 020 Supernatural and a 12 Kaizen again. And then for shipping across, a little bit of lighter elastic just to make it easier when you're bringing them back. Got some black hydro, again 022, but this time I've got a bagger there. Nice bagger in a 0.4, and then I've got a blocker shot, a little dropper just below it, a 4-inch hook length of 015 and a 16s SLWG with a band on that for pellets, and then I switched it for corn. I just put 017 and a 12 Kaizen on again. So we've had a brilliant day, 176 pound. We fed 11 tins of corn on those couple of short lines, so it just goes to show how much bait you need. Even though we haven't caught the massive weights like what we caught yesterday, you still need a boatload just to get them in your peg. I think the less fish you've got in your peg, sometimes the more you've got to feed to try and draw some fish in, whereas yesterday the fish were there and they were quite easy to catch. So I hope you enjoyed. That's a proper little hybrid one, that is. A live match and a tutorial one, 2 for 1, you can't complain of that. So I'll catch up with you on another match or a tutorial very soon.